All right, I'm here with Karen Altman, Underdog Digital, here at the Growth Summit 2024. Karen, pretty cool event here.
Very
you guys
cool.
are putting on.
Absolutely. We love doing this every year.
We're going to talk about some exciting things. We've got sales and marketing and how those are different, actually. And then we're going to talk about founder-led branding. We're going to talk about event planning, maybe.
All the good stuff.
All the good stuff. So let's start there, right? So it can be a startup. It can be a business who recognizes that basically they don't have enough business coming in. That's what every business wants is leads. So let's talk about sales and marketing.
Okay.
And a lot of times those are kind of looped together, but I think there's a difference, right?
There's a very big difference. And I think especially in the startup, middle stage size of businesses, there's a lot of expectation with marketing, but there's a gap between marketing and sales. So what we get a lot when we have new clients that, are talking through and they're like, what we need is leads. Mm-hmm. That is the end of the day. I need inbound leads to come in because I need to grow. And if I'm going to spend money with a marketing agency, the leads need to come in. But there's a question behind that. So do you need marketing or do you need a sales person? Do you need sales? Because I think most people just assume they're the same thing. But sales is very much to get all those leads in the door. You need outbound calling. You need direct outreach. And a lot of marketing agencies don't do that. They do more of branding. I'm going to do your social media calendar every month. I'm going to do your blog posts. I'm going to do website updates. But in those, there's never, I'm going to go and compile an email list for you. I'm going to send out cold emails. I'm going to do direct messaging for you. I'm going to make calls. And that is where I think there's a lot of confusion of what that business needs and what they're looking for. And that's where Underdog, I think we're really starting to bridge that gap. We are, we understand that they mix and they're also different. So how can we also be an extension to your sales team? So when we come in, every single person that we talk to, they're like, we need leads. That's at the end of the day, when I ask you what is going to be your measure of success with us, leads. Mm-hmm. I need them to come in and then I need to convert them. So how does that happen? You do a mix of marketing, but you also have to do that direct outreach. And that's where we come in and help, which I don't think happens a lot in the marketing world.
Yeah, there are so many people that I've talked to, or even if I haven't talked to them, I've just seen on social media this anti-agency type of, because there's a lot of negative experiences.
Yes.
You've had some, I've had some.
Yep.
Generally what you think of with agencies is, from my experience, very high price point, bad customer service,
low output,
wrong output,
yes.
Like cookie cutter, here's what we do for you. Doesn't matter if you need that or not. Or people who maybe, business owners who are hiring an agency because they don't know how to market, they're hiring a marketing agency that says, to your point, hey, we'll do your social calendar.
Right.
And maybe the business owner thinks, oh, okay, well, the marketing agency says I need to do the social calendar. That means I'll get business.
Right.
Slow turnaround times. Feeling like that agency has 200 other clients that come before you.
Right.
So many of those problems, right? So I know that's one reason why you and Matt kind of created Underdog to get rid of how are you getting rid of those?
So in complete transparency of agencies really need to find a team. Well, number one, they need to find their niche and they need to find the team that matches that niche. So the biggest thing with agencies is most of them will take in anybody that they can get. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if you are a nursing home or a CPA. Mm-hmm. It's completely different messaging. It's completely different audiences and how to reach those audiences. The sales process is completely different. The communication is different. Everything is different in those two realms. So how can an agency effectively do that? Your team has to know the industry that it's working in. They have to be passionate about it too. If it's something you don't like and you don't know, it's going to be very hard for your team to really grasp around that and really make it work for you. So that's where we're really starting to focus in the sports side because our team has a sports background. We love talking about sports. We know sports. We know the audience of sports. We're starting to niche down in there, and our team is formatted around that. And that's where we're starting to see the most success, is because, yes, we can help other small businesses, and we do have great success there, but niching down, just like our key advice to any business we talk to is, you got to niche down to make this work. You got to have a target audience. Well, that's the same thing with an agency. To make it work, you need to know how they talk. You need to know their audience. So I think that's one of the biggest things when it comes to the lack of happiness with agencies, is because they don't know how to talk your language, and then that means nothing is converting over. So you're just spending money and you're struggling. So I think that is one of the key parts to look at for your business when finding an agency, is find one that specializes in your industry, because I think you're going to resonate with them a lot more and see what you want to get out of it.
One of the clients I work with in a service business said to me something that really resonates, exactly what you're saying. They had worked with a bunch of agencies and said, we never found anyone who knows our business, right? And you kind of go, it's kind of silly, right? Like, why would you not learn the business? And that's actually how we got the business, right? Because we made an effort to learn it. So in sports, if you put together a team to service people in sports, and then in some of those calls you're hearing, oh, you just focus on sports.
Right. They're all astounded. They're like, okay, so you understand us. You really understand us. Everyone else I've talked to says, I can do this and this, but they don't really understand us. And that's, at the end of the day, every industry has very specifics that you can say you generally know that. But it's hard to really deep dive into it without that team that's all they focus on. They read up on the news about it. They know what the clientele is. They know everything that's going on in that industry. Because at the end of the day, that is the game changer.
Unlimited marketing, basically a team that can do, just about anything for a set rate, no a la carte pricing. No. I'll do this one thing and it costs you $5,000 a month. Sports experts, right? What else are we missing here?
Yeah, complete transparency. I think that's the other one. Is, you mentioned this earlier, but a lot of times, and I've come from many different agencies, and a thing that my clients would always say is, where are you all working on right now? What's going on? Like, where are we at with this? And we go through a process that we never have that question. It's almost, sometimes it's like, wow, you guys have done so much. Like, we make it very involved with our clients. They have to be a big part of it. And we move tasks through very quickly, and it's very well known what exactly is in play. And there's never been that question, not with any of our clients, of like, what's going on here? What are you all working on? And I think a lot of agencies will, the time behind one project can just extend over weeks and months, and you're just like, I need this quicker. So that is one big thing. I think it's very transparent. You know exactly what's going on, and then you get things done. Yeah,
it's really cool that it's, because there's one local business owner I know in Columbia, and they feel like they're pretty good on leads. And, hey, I want to do just kind of some localized, like branding stuff, like, obviously the most important leads, but so you can handle those marketing, branding tasks. You can handle the sales tasks, both kind of putting the two together, and really doing it for probably less than the cost of a full-time employee, which is pretty cool. You don't have to deal with training and any of that other stuff. Let's talk about founder-led branding, something I know you believe in a lot. Matt believes in a lot. What is founder-led branding? Who should do it? Why should they do it?
So I'm going to start this with a question to you, because this is the mindset that I think everyone needs to kind of understand. So when you get on Facebook, when you get on LinkedIn, when you get on Twitter, who are you interacting with? Are you interacting with brands? Are you interacting with people?
Yeah, people.
People like people.
Yes.
People don't like logos. You resonate better. If you're going through, you're liking people's posts. You're liking, commenting on people's posts. When's the last time you've commented on a company's post?
If you go through the drive-through and they mess up your order, maybe you go on Twitter and
complain about it.
Or your flight's delayed. Yep. You see that sometimes.
It's probably negative, or it's not very authentic.
Yes.
You're really not trying to engage with it.
Yeah.
And that's where founder-led branding really comes in. And that's something we coach and strategize with all of our clients. And we push with the importance of knowing how big and how successful it can be, especially for early stages into mid stage. So, and there is major, companies that their founders are very active. So like Trisha, she is the CEO of Milo's Tea. If you guys want to, if you ever need a reference, she is one awesome one to look at. She is always posting on LinkedIn. She has created a brand in itself. So she's a good one to look at. But people who, if you create a personal brand, and it's not promoting your business every day. You're not putting sales pitches out. You're not just talking about your business. Like, that's not what people want to see either. They want to hear your journey. You need to storytell. You need to be authentic. You need to put your real advice out there, real opinions. And I think it's so hard for people to just do that. They overthink it. How many times do you start a post and you just backspace?
I still do it.
Start writing, you backspace, and you're like, I'm overthinking this, and then you get discouraged because you've just sat there for 10 minutes trying to write the same post. And that is where your authenticity is not there. You should be able to put whatever's on your mind in the right way. But the more that you start telling your journey, talking through what you're passionate about, Matt Beatty, the owner of Underdog, he's a big one on this, that we've seen the success come through. He has organic leads coming in just because of his brand. And what he has done is he owns also a payroll and HR company, but he focuses on culture. And he doesn't sell culture, he sells payroll. But culture is what he's passionate about. And in turn, it does go in with payroll and HR, but he doesn't sell payroll services through he just talks about what he knows, and that's what a good culture is. And that is the other key to this. And you can't talk about something you're not passionate about and that you don't know enough about. You need to go in and really just find what you love to discuss and put that on there, and that's where people really start engaging with you. So I think founder-led branding is something, if every founder would understand the importance of it and see the benefits in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years, how much it can help grow their business, I think they would do it in a heartbeat. But they don't know where to start. They don't know what they're doing. So they, even though it's so easy, you just put your thoughts out. Like, you don't gatekeep anything, put everything out there. But for some reason, it's just one of those things that so many people overthink. And also, in turn with that, is not just posting, but you have to engage. So when you're scrolling through, making sure you're building your community through there and liking and engaging on posts. And that might take 5 to 10 minutes every single morning, making sure you're commenting on 10 to 15 people's posts. Make sure you're liking everything. And we also help our clients with that. We go through and do that engagement for them as well, so that your name is popping up all the time. And that is just something there's not one client I don't bring this up with. There's not one time I'm on a sales call that I do not bring up founder-led branding, because I know the importance of it. So.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great example. Somebody who, the owner of Milo's Sweet Tea, right? Before I found out about founder-led branding, I was saying, why would somebody post? What is she posting about? Sweet tea? No, she's not posting drink our sweet tea.
Right.
But we have a cult of personality, just like worldwide. Like, people love, we know brands, like we know Nike, Jordan brand. But we know, in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark, she's her own brand. Yes. LeBron James is his own brand. He's been on several teams, and people kind of follow him, and so it's a great point. And man, I'll tell you what, I mean, if I'm a founder, if somebody will do my social post for me and my engagement, I would love that.
And that's also the mix of it. We can help. It takes time, and we know that. So we can help create a calendar with the mix of your posting. And I think that's where having a marketing team should be, an agency should be an extension of your team. So you need to know that there's going to be time that you have to work together. If you're not working together on a daily basis with your marketing agency, it's probably not going to work, because you need to look at them as part of your team members. And that's the only way you're going to find success. You can't just expect your agency to just run with everything and you're not a part of it all. And I think that a lot of people think that, but the more engaged that you are, let them do all the work. Get the work done, but make sure you're providing the right feedback. Make sure you're reviewing everything, making sure you guys are doing brainstorming sessions together and really getting, the strategy and the execution, and making sure everything is, so always thinking about it as an extension of your team, I think will make a big difference in the agency experience overall.
I know that you have some resources for people who are interested in learning more about founder-led branding or how you can increase your leads. Tell us a little bit about those.
So if you go to our website, underdogdigital.co, we have a resource section, and there's a founder-led branding guide. There are tons of LinkedIn. We're very heavy on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, like profile updates that you can make, LinkedIn masterclasses. There's all that. If you're not utilizing LinkedIn the way that you should, I think you will find a big benefit of it the more you get into it. So we do heavily, have a lot of those resources, but also anything from SEO to other social media platforms, anything that you need, we have resources there that you can easily get. They're all free. Go grab them. They can only help you out.
Underdogdigital.co. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate you
Thank
sitting
you.
down to chat with me.
Always. Thanks, Chris.